possible starting of your CPA journey. Yes, we at initial introduction to ISME, and then we will move into the CPA thing. I also take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Ronnie Kurian. He is the Dean of ISME, and Raj Desai, our senior faculty member in external relations and analytics and other areas at ISME. We are now, as Kiran said, from last 16 years. But besides that, we are part of NVT Group from last 30 years and having certified companies in various quality standards. We also run the National Public School Whitefield campus in Bangalore. Can you go on to the next slide? Okay. And ISME is as such now recognized as one of the top leading B schools in India. In fact, recently we got awarded by the Bangalore Management Association, and this was the 2019 award. We have got another award for academic excellence in 2022, and we are ranked by various rankings as a top 35 B school. So these are our various programs. I think what we are going to concentrate is on the right hand side in the bottom out here, but we do have our PhD in research program, and we have the PGDM and programs in various specializations and data science, and number of our students in both these, especially the PGDM program are with EY. We have our undergraduate programs, which are BBA and BCom, and we have our executive programs. And the one which is of interest for today is a program which is not just preparing you for CPA, but also giving you foundations in the area of management, especially in certain skill building areas.
Yes, sir. So
yes, I think before I transition to the real meat of the course on why of CPA, I think I would just like to add a couple of points in the context in which we are bringing this as a college, and why you should be considering ISME as for your CPA journey. And I'm sure a lot of you already know that there are number of training providers who train people for their CPA journey. But I think what is different out here is we being a premium college, the rigor, the approach that we have taken is such which is in real collaborations. This program has been designed in collaborations with various professionals from the industry, which certainly includes professionals not just from EY, from Grant Thornton, from KPMG, and many others. And 2 or 3 things came out in that discussion. One is a lot of people join the program, but somehow the pass rates are very, very less. And when we got down to the details, we realized that the reason is that the rigor in most of the places is not there. And as a college, as a leading college, what we have been able to do is structure it while being on the weekends, being flexible, at the same time structure it in such a way that it is not just rigorous, but there is a certain kind of a discipline in which we go about it, and it is aligned with your overall calendar. We start in mid-May, it goes on till December. You finish 2 courses. There is a break between January to March, which is a tough period for most of you. And from April to the following December, which is before 2023, we will see to it that all the participants of the program clear the CPA courses. I think more details will certainly be shared by Kiran and the team. We also have someone from Becker who's speaking from the Middle East, who will also be talking to you. So over to you, Kiran.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much for welcoming all of us and the quick introduction and setting the context, sir. So with that, let us move on to our agenda. The first agenda being why of CPA, as in our title is why and how of CPA. So I want to take up the first one, why CPA, which I'm assuming most of us are already aware of that, and enough importance must have been told, and that must be one of the reasons why you're already in this webinar. As per, okay, CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. It basically, you become a financial advisor, financial consultant, either through your corporation, I mean, organization, or as an individual. You are basically a financial advisor for corporates, also individuals. And yeah, the very famous quote from AICPA goes that all CPAs are accountants, but not necessarily all accountants are CPAs. So that kind of summarizes the importance and the speciality of CPAs, when they act as accountants, auditors, and tax consultants comes up. And of course, it's a global, option, career option to do a CPA. Of course, in a simple way, when we introduce to our fresher students, we say that, okay, in India, we have CA, in US, you have CPA, but it's much more than that. When you do a CPA, it's not just that you're looking for a career to become an auditor. Instead, you're literally looking at a career in, I generally call it as international accounting and taxation career. So various industries, various fields that you can pursue your accounting career. And one thing that, during our research, when we were developing this program, that came out is that, what CPA does for you in your career. I'm sure all of us have had some, qualification already, be it our graduation or post-graduation. But somewhere, we get super specialized in one of these fields. You can get super specialized in audit, financial forensics, or information technology. Yeah, information technology. A lot of IT companies are also recruiting, students or candidates with the CPA degree, because there are a lot of financial complaints solutions are being developed, and there they need resources with the skill set of understanding international accounting standards and tax rules and etc. So of course you can be a registered business valuer, and you can be a financial consultant, tax consultant, and also you can be a business consultant. All right, so various, you can get super specialized into each of these areas, and CPA becomes your foundation towards that. And yeah, I was just going through some research data while I was working on, as it stands in 2020, which is even better now. US CPA is the 6th most in-demand job globally as per LinkedIn data and job posting, and you know that. And one thing that I want to highlight from this slide is that in India, in the last 2.5 years since they have introduced, CPA Institute has introduced examinations in India. Earlier, candidates had to literally travel to Middle East or US to write the exam, but now you all can take the exams in India, that too at your convenience. You can choose the date when you want to write the exam, and you can register for the exam and go on, take your exam. All you need to focus is how do you prepare for it. Yes, that's something about why of CPA. I'm not getting into too much because I am constrained with time. Kanika has only given us 45 minutes. So I'm going to be sharing these slides with you, and there are some links that are being given. I know ISME YouTube channel, for example, and ISME website has a lot of these videos. We have created a series of videos called ISME CPA Knowledge Series, where we have invited guests from AICPA itself, and guests from Becker's and various other international organizations. And we have conducted these webinars, a lot of these knowledge series. So information is available. I request you to please do visit that. Plus, of course, I would also be talking to most of you individually when you call myself or our other counselors. And moving on to the second part of our discussion, how of CPA. Okay, how do you pass this? What is the pathway for you? How do you start, and where do you start and where do you end? Initially when I was also trying to explore more about CPA, how to do it, okay, it was a little confusing. You have to sometimes people talk about some licensing, sometimes they talk about examination, sometimes they say some ethics, some eligibility requirements. Let me put it this way. There are 3 E's. Okay, this is how AICPA defines. There are 3 E's that you have to pass through. You can even take them as stage by stage. First one is education. You must have completed some basic accounting education. So that makes it that, okay, only if you're a BCom or a BBA who has studied accounting, I'm talking from Indian student point of view, only then you are eligible to take an exam. So ideally, you should complete that basic accounting education, and then only you're eligible to even go to the second stage. The second stage is the examination. Okay, this examination, I will talk about them one by one, but there are 4 examinations or 4 papers. In Indian language, we use the word papers, right? So there are 4 exams that you'll have to write. And, once you pass all those examinations, there are some experience requirements that are there. You need to have experience of 1 to 2 years. Again, it depends on which state board that we will be applying for. Let me take you through one by one. Meanwhile, I would also suggest there is this website called thiswaytocpa.com from AICPA. It's an official website of AICPA. So I request you to please browse through that website. Very beautifully made. A lot of information will be available. Made it very easy. So the first E, which is the education. So ideally, you should choose a state or a jurisdiction. There are 52 state boards in US. Like in India, we have states. So each state has a board and it has its own regulations. So based on the regulations of that state board, your eligibility will be tested, and then you will be applying for the examination with that state board. All right. Of course, AICP is the supreme authority, but there are the state boards which have to sponsor you to take the exam. So they have to give you the what is called as NTS, notice to schedule the examination. So again, number of credit hours in India we call it as, in US they call it as semester hours. So you should have completed 150 semester hours. So if you have done a BCom, for example, in India, which is a 3-year course, you would have completed around 90 semester hours or 90 credit hours. So you may still have to take that. So ideally, a postgraduate or somebody who's already done a CA or a CMA, they would be eligible to take up the CPA examination. So typical trend that I have observed in the last few years is that those who have done BCom, they would take up another a PG program like an MCom or an MBA through some distance education or online education. That is also one way of covering those remaining semester hours. Of course, with ISME, we have a program which can help you with that also. Anyways, that depends on individual to individual. So the examinations are conducted, on these 4 sections: auditing and attestation. These are the 4 papers you can call, or 4 subjects you can call it as: auditing and attestation, business environment and concepts, financial accounting and reporting, and regulation. So these 4 papers, I keep saying this is like, taking a driver's license. Okay, so you learn how to drive and then go and take the exam. If you pass the exam with the RTO officer in front of him, you get the license. So CPA is more like a license, and you just have to clear these 4 exams. So thankfully, we have enough materials available, enough support from institutions like ISME, which is available to you, so which will help you prepare for this. Anyways, we'll talk about that. And the passing score is around 75 on a scale of 0 to 99. That means out of 100, you should score around 75, which the pass rate of CPA, as per the latest statistic, is around 75% only. So that means 75% of the students who take the exam, they do pass. Of course, with involvement of rigorous coaching like what we give from ISME or the Becker's material that we'll be using, so the pass rate will be even higher. Yes, the questions will include multiple choice questions and task-based simulations, they call it as. So they are like the mini caselets are given, or numerical problem solving, and you need to solve them. And also there will be test of your written communication skills. So that's the education part of it and exam part of it. The third E, which is the experience, okay, is a candidate is you should, once you pass the exam, you should be applying for the license. That is, after you meet your examination requirement, education requirement and examination requirement, that is when you're applying for CPA license. And before you take that, you have to clear another examination. It's not an exam, it's more like a test. You have to go through a document of code of conduct, what is called as ethics. So you have to take the ethics exam. And also some state boards require you to have a 1 to 2 years of work experience, which in your case, I'm assuming by the time you pass the CPA exam in the next 18 months, I'm sure you would have had the experience. So that experience, along with the examination passing, would have prepared you to go for a license. So that's basically about how you go about clearing the CPA exam. Yes, there are few more details that you might want to know. I would welcome your questions on that, when we discuss. And of course, as I keep telling you, there are a lot of these, that AICPA webinar that we conducted, where we had speakers who are heading the examination department in AICPA. So they spoke. One Mr. Mike spoke, and he very beautifully put across how all the details about examinations of CPA. So request you to please watch this video as well. Unfortunately, I don't have time. These videos are like 15-20 minutes. They will take around 15-20 minutes, but I would be I'll ensure that you will be shared all these videos with you. Yeah, coming to what we have on offer to you, ISME program for EY employees. In fact, the program has been highly custom made after discussing with experts from EY and similar other big four firms and few other audit firms. And yeah, let me give you this. So basically we call it as, see, one thing you need to understand is we are not just a coaching institution, we are a academic institution. We are a B school, properly registered B school, and we look at any program as an academic program. And once a student joins in, our only motto is that he passes the exam and goes. It's not that I won't call you a postgraduate from this program unless until you have passed your CPA. All right, even though it's a default degree that you get, but our focus here is that once you enroll in, we are going to put a lot of pressure on you and force on you, like director was mentioning earlier, bring in that rigor to ensure that you definitely touch that final stage where you get licensed as a CPA. Okay, so the batch, we are starting one batch in the 14th of May 2022. Totally, it'll give you close to 60 credits, but it depends on what is your existing qualifications. So this individual to individual we have to check. So what happens is all the 4 subjects are taught to you every 3 months once, 3 to 3.5 months once, one subject. We'll focus on one subject for 3 months, and that will be taught to you, and at the end of it, you assume that you are prepared to take the exam. And in addition to that, there will be a lot of skill-based workshops that we'll be conducting to impart certain soft skills, some functional skills that are required for accounting professionals. See, one thing that I would like to highlight is the differentiating approach, why you should be considering ISME as your support system in your CPA journey, is that, we are very clear how we want to deliver this program. We are going to be asking you to attend the classes, live online classes, and interact with the faculty. Okay, so you might at times feel that you've gone back to your MBA days, or you've gone back to your MCOM or BCom days, that the faculty knows you by name and he or she will discuss with you, and we will be asking you to attend all the classes literally. Probably faculty will also be taking your attendance. So this is, I'll tell you, this is going to be a different, definitely beneficial for you, because somewhere, we take up the exam with all enthusiasm, we invest the money and everything, and finally what happens, some other work comes up, some other family function comes up, and that there is a recorded access available. So we tend to deviate from the focus. So we don't want that to happen. We are saying if you start from this May 2022, May to December, you're completing 2 subjects, then there's a break for 3 months because your January, February, March is coming, then again start again in April, and by next November you should have completed your CPA examination. So that's the kind of focus that we want to bring in. That's the kind of rigor that we want to bring in. So you will see that in every step that we are going to be communicating with you once you enroll into this program. All right, so we have planned everything, structured, week by week what is going to happen. I can tell you right now itself. Okay, that's the level of planning that we have done. Idea is, why we are able to do this is because we have nearly 15 years of experience of running academic programs, and we look at you as a student. Even though you're a working executive, we look at you as your student, and making you pass is our liability, right? Okay, so what is the advantage that we will have, you will have from ISME? As I told you, the rigor. Okay, one term, one focus. Okay, there are 4 terms here. Okay, every 3 months is a term. Each term we will be focusing, like the 14th May we are starting one term, the first term. That term will only be, every weekend you're only going to be learning the FAR, financial accounting and reporting. That is one of the subjects. So you will be studying only that. There are 2 faculties who will be alternating different topics, and weekends you're attending the classes close to 6 to 8 hours, and during the weekdays you will be given certain assignments, and you might have to, again, my expectation is that you should be able to spend at least 1 to 2 hours a day, even during weekdays for the next 12 to 18 months, so that you are able to pass your CPA examination. And there will be weekly assignment evaluations, thanks to Becker's material, which we'll be looking at in a while now, which will give us a lot of these mock exams and mock assignments that can be created, and you can take and keep testing yourself where you are headed. All right, and yes, there will be a lot of progress reports, and yeah, as I said, there will be a lot of these additional skills, skill-based workshops, which also will be delivered to you each term. I mean, to start with, I'm saying each term you'll have at least one workshop Okay, we are planning to make it in a blended mode where you can even visit the campus and take the class, or you can even attend through online. So these workshops will be in the lines of managerial and leadership skills, domain skills like financial modeling, XBRL, and also emerging trends like fintech, financial analytics, etc. So, small workshops, not that I'm saying you will become expert in this, but definitely you will not be alien to these concepts. So this is where, another advantage to you while you're getting prepared for your CPA, you're also getting prepared for, you're also getting to build your other skills as well. And the schedules are customized, especially for working executives like you. The program calendar is matching the financial years in US and India. So Jan, Feb, March, no classes will be held. Weekdays, no classes will be held. So, and even weekends also, we're going to have classes, somewhere in the Saturday afternoons and Sunday mornings, those 3 hours of classes. Maybe towards the end, we may have 4 hours of classes. And yeah, that's something that you should, register in your mind. And yes, this curriculum, this whole plan has been developed with the support of industry experts. We've already had run through this particular plan with experts, CPAs who have already passed the exams, and those faculties who are teaching. So they have also been giving us a lot of accolades for this. So what are the key benefits that you can find? Yes, you get a certificate, a postgraduate certificate in management at the end of this course. Of course, irrespective of you passing the CPA exam or not, you're going to get this certificate. But we would be, trying to ensure that you also pass the CPA examination. The classes are live online classes on weekends. And yeah, the plan is licensed in 12 months. Okay, but yes, it also depends on your preparation level. And yes, the faculty who will be teaching you these courses will be practicing CPAs. Okay, they're all not just practicing CPAs. These are faculties who are also teaching CPAs. They're also teaching CPAs in different other institutions. Okay, and yeah, the batch size will be limited to 30, not even 30. We now made it as 20 now, 20 for personalized attention, and every other 20 batch size, we will have a different section. So end-to-end support, not just for the examination, for licensing, starting from getting your marks cards, initially vetted, checking for your eligibility, getting the transcription services, or getting what is called as NTS. So throughout which we will be supporting you. That's what I call it as end-to-end support till you get your license. And yes, there is a scholarship that we are already offering, which I'll talk to you about in a slide coming up. And yes, you can opt for additional qualification if you are looking for a 2-year program. I will separately talk to you about that. That's a PGDM program that we have. So if you want to have an MBA with a CPA in 2 years' time, that is also possible. I would request you to visit our website to know more details about that. But I'm assuming you being working already in this field, you are looking mostly about the CPA qualification. So I'm focusing my discussion only on the 1-year program here. And yes, Becker's is one of the key, key thing that you can look forward for in this package that we are offering to you. You will have Becker's material access. Let me tell you before I invite Zohair here, just let me tell you. So we have an international MOU with Becker's International already through an organization called Morgan. So you will have access to Becker's material for almost 24 months, and it is also extendable in case someone is not taken the exam within those 24 months, we will still be able to extend it without charging anything extra. Okay, that's the advantage of having an MOU with Becker's directly as an academic institution. And Becker's, I have again personally gone through that, and I've seen the portal that they give. Okay, by the way, you get a printed materials also. In addition to that, you also have an access to their learning management system. In fact, we instead of me explaining, we have invited a special speaker from Becker's, Mr. Zohair. Mr. Zohair, if you're there, I would like you to take over for next few minutes and give an idea of how Becker's will benefit the students here. Zohair, can you unmute yourself? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Kiran.
And, yeah, 1 second.
Thank you.
I will allow you to share the screen. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you, Kiran. Thank you for having me. And allow me to quickly introduce myself. My name is Zohair Bukhari. I've been representing Becker for the past 12 years in the Middle East. And I'll be quickly taking you through why should you prepare with Becker when it comes to your CPA journey. Now, as we know a lot of people have passed their CPA through Becker, and that is because of the exam questions, which we help you with, the mock exams, which Kiran was talking about, the video lectures, and as well as the textbooks, which you're gonna get along with the online access. So we do train all the top accounting firms, universities, government entities, and the banks as well when it comes to CPA. So let me quickly tell you what study tools are you gonna get when it comes to your CPA journey. You have two options, basically. One is the 24 months access, and the other one is unlimited access. This Kiran can explain you once he's doing the one-on-one consultation with you. Okay, aside from that, we have more than 10,000 exam practice questions. So you will have a lot of MCQs, which I'm going to show you in a bit. You have a lot of task-based simulations, which is like a case study. They will throw in 6 to 8 questions from that case study, and you will have options to choose. You will have digital flashcards. You have mock exams. By the way, you can also download this application on your phone, whether you're using an iPhone or the Android. You can download this application on your phone and you can start studying. Now, a lot of people, they ask me, Zohair, how much time should I spend to study to pass CPA exam? And we always say at least minimum 2 hours. And when we say 2 hours, it doesn't mean that you're sticking to the book. You know, it involves watching the video lectures from the online application. Doing the most important thing is to do the exam practice questions, because the more questions you do, the more you're going to get familiar about how they're trying to trick you in the exam or what actually are they looking for. So I'll quickly take you through the online access which we have. And once you sign up with ISME, and once you start your CPA journey, all of you are going to get this portal. Kiran, can you confirm if they can see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so once you sign into your online access, this is what you're gonna get. This is the screen which you're gonna see. So these are all the 4 parts which you can see: financial, auditing, regulation, and business. So if you talk about financial, which is starting soon, as Kiran mentioned, these are all the chapters from F1 till F8, okay? And if I click on the first one, let's say, these are all the modules under the first chapter, okay? So now if I click on the first one, it has a 50 minutes of video lecture, which is from the Becker instructors. So aside from the ISME instructors teaching you the live online course, you will have something additional with the Becker instructors as well. So if you want a second opinion, or if you just want to go over the content once again, you can always watch the video lectures. They're very helpful. And each module has exam practice questions. So in this case, we have 38 MCQs just from module 1. So let me quickly show you how these questions are. Okay, so let's do one question for the exercise. Which of the following characteristics means that information is reasonably free from error and bias? So they'll give you 4 options. Now, in MCQs, 2 options are wrong. One is right, and one is more right than the other one. That's why they always say choose the best answer. Okay, so in this case, reasonably free from error and bias, I would go with the faithful representation. Okay, so not only it will tell you why the answer is correct, but it will also show you why the others are incorrect. So without even opening the book or going through the video lectures, from one question, we got to learn about 4 definitions. And this is how you progress when it comes to studying from the Becker online access. Okay, now I'm not saying all the questions will be this straightforward, of course, but in case if there is a tricky question, you can always click on this option, which is called See Lecture. And once you click on this option, it will take you to the exact same page from where this question is coming from. So you don't have to waste time flipping pages. It will take you exactly from where the question is coming from, okay? And I'll just quickly show you other options as well. So there is something called mock exams, which is really beneficial, and they almost mimic the real exam. Okay, you have something called simulated exams. They will exactly tell you when you have to take these exams. So these exams, you need to take them 2 weeks before the real exam, and it will exactly mimic the real exam situation for you. So for example, the exam is for 4 hours each, and if I start the exam here, the time has started ticking, and you will proceed to go on about practicing the exam. So I would highly recommend you guys to not only do the MCQs, which I showed you before, but do the mock exams as well. Okay, you have the study planner also. There are skill master video libraries, which is really helpful to solve task-based simulations. Now, a lot of people find task-based simulations a bit challenging because they're time consuming. You know, there's a case study, you have to solve 6 to 8 questions. So the more you watch these skill master videos and the more you do these exam practice questions, the more you're going to find them easier on the exam day. Okay, you have something called unlimited practice test as well. So you can make your own exam. All right, so let's say you have not covered the whole financial unit. You have only covered till F3, and you have already exhausted all the MCQs before. You can make your own questions. So let's say you want 50 MCQs and 3 task-based simulations from F1 till F3, and you can start the test. Okay, so this is how you can practice unlimited exam questions. Digital flashcards, something for you to memorize the definitions. Of course, you'll have to memorize a lot of definitions as you go on, and it will help you with the definitions. Okay, then there is something additional called final review. Now these are very helpful just before the exam. So it's like a skimmed version of the big textbooks you're gonna get. So this is recommended right before the exam. So they have extra exam practice questions. They have additional video lectures as well. And lastly, if you're a numbers person like me, you like to keep track of, you know, how many questions did you solve, how many questions did you get right, then you can always track your own performance. It will go in depth and tell you where do you need to focus on, and how many questions did you get right and how many questions did you get wrong. Okay, and I mean, of course, once you have this application, you will browse it on your own. Like I said, you can download this application on your phone as well, watch the video lectures. There's something additional which I would like to show you, something called the Facebook study group. This is only for the Becker candidates. It's only, you have to send an invitation once you register. And this is where you have around 24,000 members all over the world going through the same journey as you. They're all studying for CPA through Becker. So let's see here, we have an individual called Anika. She has asked a question, and you will always find someone replying or giving you an answer or helping you out. Similarly, people are sharing, you know, study notes. People are sharing their best practices. All right, so it's good to join this this Facebook group as well. Okay, so this was it from my side, Kiran.
Thank you, Zuhair. Can you please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Post again. All right, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you. So just to add to that, of course, you know, that was just a snapshot of what Becker's is, just to give you an idea of how important is this Becker's material for you in preparing for your CPA exams, which is kind of, in our India, when we do CA, CMAs here in India, we are used to the study materials and study notes. Whereas here, in addition to the printed material that you will get well before the classes begin, you also have access to these. The day when you enroll into this program, within 2-3 days, we'll get you the access to this, and you can start preparing. And the examination, the customization of assignments that Zuhair was showing, your faculty would probably create, for the coverage that he or she did in that first week, she will create an assignment and ask you to prepare for that. Okay, that is a level of detailing that we go through, in the way you progress. And of course, we will progress. The numbers that Zuhair was showing you, we will be tracking that too. All right. So that's something that you should look forward for. And of course, our faculty, to deliver this program, we have handpicked those who have experience of teaching CPA students for at least 4 to 5 years. These are just few of the faculties we have initially taken the courses, and they have industry experience of having worked, practiced in CPA. Not just that, they also are qualified as CPAs, and yes, they are enrolled into empaneled as faculties with us, and they will be delivering different courses, and each of them specialize in certain areas. For example, Kajal Prabhu, I've personally interacted, and she's a registered valuer with IBBI. So I'm kind of looking forward for her to take sessions in the valuation side, wherever that is coming up in the whole. And of course, we also have our faculties, ISME faculties, teaching you management courses. So that was about the faculties. And yes, the structure of the program, this is how I'm proposing to all of you. The first term, which I said will be starting from May 2022, will go on, and we will be covering around 90 classroom hours, live online classes, with the student interaction on Saturdays and Sundays. The first term will only cover financial accounting and reporting, and then with a 1 or 2 weeks of break, then again we start with the next subject, regulations. So this is something which is very well thought out plan here. Instead of having a timetable with multiple courses running and you don't know which one should I give more focus on, let us focus on one subject, ensure that you reach whatever confident level that you can reach before you take the exam, and then we move on to the next subject. And also the arrangement, the kind of thought process that has gone in, which subject is tougher, which is little fairly easier. The arrangement is also made after considering all those factors. So yes, September 2022 to December 2022, you would be going through the course called regulations, and then Jan, Feb, March, considering that all of you are being employed in the auditing and accounting field, EY again, they will also have a lot of workload during that time because of the financial year ending, a lot of reporting requirements. So therefore, we do not have any classes during Jan, Feb, March, and again April, that to April 15th onwards will be starting, and maybe you will go through the course like business environment and concepts, and by November 2023 you're fully prepared, 100% prepared for all the 4 subjects, and you can start taking the examination of CPA. You can start enrolling into CPA exam as soon as you complete your financial accounting and reporting. By August itself, you can start taking their exams, and CPA gives you that flexibility of taking exams 1 at a time or 2 at a time, or all the 4 together. You can take the exams. Yes, coming to the fees structure, this program is, we charge an academic fees of around 1,35,000, which includes the full access to Becker's study resources that we have talked about, both printed and also the online learning management system, plus the live online classes that also included. So all expenses included except your CPA licensing and examination fees. Excluding that, what you pay for us is 1,35,000. For EY employees, we are offering a guaranteed scholarship of around 40,000. So effectively your fees becomes 95,000 rupees. Again, you all have those options. You can pay monthly, etc. So I don't want to get into that. All those benefits what you would require will definitely be there. So just to quickly summarize, the fee for you would be work out to around 95,000 rupees. So that's about the program, and yes, you're welcome to visit us in our campus also. While there is no need for you to visit the campus in the first place to take this course, this is fully online course, but you can always visit our campus. You can use our library, you can use our lab. Probably the workshops will be conducted in the auditorium and in the campus, and we'll be welcoming you here also. But having said that, the program for all practical purposes is an online program. Okay, so yes, as I suggested already, there are a lot of these knowledge series that we have developed in our website and YouTube channel. So I would be sharing all the links with you, including this PPT and few other brochure materials. So request you to please go through all of them, and request you to call us. It's myself, Kiran Kumar. I'm the program coordinator for this. So you're welcome to directly call me anytime. I'm available. If I'm in the class, I may call you back after an hour or so. But yes, I'll be happy to handle your queries and counseling, anything you require. So with that, we come to the end of this webinar. So we can take few questions. If you have any, you can post it. Kanika, would you like to add something here before we conclude? And also, Nitin sir, if you also want to add something. 1 second. Yeah.
Yes. I think in conclusion, the only thing I would like to give is an analogy. An analogy of, suppose you want to build your body and you're going to the gym. And at times, the gym instructor, the only thing the gym instructor is asking you to do is to be disciplined, come on time, on the days that he wants, and do the things that he's telling. All the other things he's guaranteeing that you will finally get a good body. So in this case, it is more to do with how we are able to do. You obviously will get the best faculty from the industry. You will get a very, very good curriculum and a good structure. And you'll not just that, you will also be a part of as a management graduate. Yes, this is a certification program. We also have a 2-year program, which is a postgraduate diploma program, but it effectively covers 2 things. I think, Kiran,
Yes,
we can take some questions, and you can unmute people in case they want to really ask questions, and people can put up their hands.
Yes.
There is one question by Reshma. So, Kiran, why don't you?
Yeah, it was mentioned that your courses start from May 22. Will there be a second batch which starts later? Yes, we are planning to start the batches depending on how students come in. But yeah, you can expect that we will be starting the batch somewhere in the month of September. So September would be another batch. We'll go like that. But ideally, we would suggest that you join in the May batch and the April batch. But again, Reshma, my suggestion is we need to discuss that individually. So you're welcome to call us so that we'll understand your constraint and we can probably offer some flexibility there. Yeah, but yes, multiple batches during the year will start.
The only advantage for a May batch is because the sequencing of the courses, FAR, regulatory, though it is going to be cyclical. So if you join the September batch, you will start with regulations, move on to business environment, and the sequencing will be slightly different. But this is the most ideal sequencing, and that is the reason why this batch is useful.
Plus that Jan, Feb, March break, if you start in September, will be again, you will go through 2 breaks in between. So that's fine. Anyways, we can discuss, as I told Reshma, we can discuss. Tanya is asking, will there be classes on weekdays as well? No, weekdays classes will not be there, but individual mentoring sessions we are will also be holding if some student wants to talk to faculties. So those can be scheduled on weekdays, but classes will strictly be on weekends only. Ashish is asking, is being Bangalore a requirement? No. This program is open across India, in fact, across Southeast Asia. We are getting admissions from other countries as well. So it's a completely virtual program. Vikash is asking, actually joined them. Okay, so post-graduation necessary for starting CPA? Not for starting the CPA, but you should be in the final year of your post-graduation to write the exam for CPA, but you can start the coaching. Each class will be for 2 hours. These classes will be in mornings or evenings is a question. See, each class will be a 1 hour class. Okay, you will have around 3 hours on a Saturday, 3 hours on a Sunday. Sometimes it can become 4 hours each. Yeah, in total around 6 to 8 hours you can expect to be attending the classes on weekends. Yes.
So typically the classes which are going to be held is between 2 to 5 o'clock or 5:30 on Saturdays and around 9:30 to 1 o'clock on Sundays. So you still have Saturday evenings and Sunday afternoons and evenings for your own personal things. But of course, you will need a certain amount of sacrifice. While all classes will get recorded, we would be strongly monitoring your attendance and wanting you to attend, because that is how you really learn. Normally, recordings becomes very difficult for people to actually catch up with it. And once you lose out on the flow, it generally becomes difficult. And that is where we sort of differentiate. While classes will be recorded, it is the very nature of our being a college and keeping attendance and following up at an individual level is what will will make a difference between your success and failure.
Yes. Divya is asking, I'm sorry, I'm taking all of your names in first name, so I hope you all don't mind. You can call me Kiran too. So undergraduation with other professional qualifications can take up? Yes, yes, definitely. By professional qualification, you mean CA, CMA? Yes, you can. You are eligible for that. Ritu is asking, is postgraduate necessary for exam 2, not for the license? Yes, you need to be in the final year. You need to give a declaration before you sign up the exam that you will be completing those credit hours well in advance. Yes. Tanya is asking, since one exam is being taught for around 3 months, will we be giving exams one at a time? Yes, ideally, yes. That's what is the plan. But again, you have the flexibility. End of the day, it depends on your confidence. And of course, the faculty's assessment of yours, whether you are ready for the examination. So that is where Becker's mock exams come in very handy. So, maybe you can put a rule for yourself that until I pass 3 to 4 mock exams with 90%, I will not take the exam. So it's completely in your hands to do that. So I guess that's my answer. So it's not when to take the exam is in your hands. Okay, one exam at a time, or you want to combine 2 of them and take together. I think I'll leave it to you. For people who already have a PG degree, is there any option to opt out from 1 year PG certificate and take only CPA coaching? See, that 1 year PG certificate is by default coming to you. Why do you want to not have that? You're not paying anything extra for that. Correct? So I don't see a reason why would you not want that. Yes, if you don't want that, I will not give you. But it's coming free of cost. So, so just take it.
And the only add-on is that you will get all these additional workshops which will help you beyond just getting CPA knowledge. Certain aspects of contemporary aspects of finance and certain leadership and managerial aspects is something which you will in any case like to have. So those are again value-added workshops that we would mention.
Yeah. Ashish's question, is there a percentage requirement in graduation? No, you should have passed the exam, and it also depends on how much have you scored in the accounts-based courses. Okay, in your BCom, you would have studied something on marketing also. Okay, so it depends on that. So that is where your initial vetting will happen. Before you get admitted, we go through your documents, we will take your marks cards, we will run it through experts. In fact, that expert is also here already. Kishore is also part of this meeting. So Mr. Kishore will be helping us in initially going through your eligibility possibility, and then we give you our opinion whether you're eligible, not eligible, and then only your enrollment will happen. Okay, examination fees, Sunish, it depends. It depends on the exchange rate and all that. So, on a higher side, I would suggest you can keep around 2 lakhs to 2,25,000. On a higher side, I'm telling you. Okay, 2 lakh to 2,25,000 you can keep aside towards your examination. Yeah. Yeah, if you retake the exam, you have to pay fees, additional fees. For each exam, there is a fees you'll have to pay. Being first year in PG will qualify me for taking CPA exam, and will I have to complete my PG first? Being in second year in PG will qualify. Tanya, being in second year will qualify. Is there any PPT which I can? Yes, the same PPT I will be sharing with you. And as I told you, I will be sharing few YouTube videos, of webinars that we have conducted from AICPA and Becker's. And I want you to please go through them. Really informative. All your questions get answered there very clearly. Yes, there are no exemptions from, whether you've done CA or even CMA. There are no exemptions in this. As I told you, this is a licensing. Unlike many other qualifications like CA, ACCA, where there are subjects. Here it is licensing. They assume that you've learned these subjects and you're just taking exams with ACCA. So no exemptions, Mr. Rajashekar Reddy. Okay, great. So hope the session was useful and you all found it beneficial. So you're welcome to connect with us. Okay, my phone number is on the screen. Plus, of course, Kanika also has our contacts, and I will be sending an email to Kanika through her. It will get circulated to all of you. Please do approach us, contact us for any details. Okay, I think all of us will have queries, and it will better get addressed at an individual level. So that's what I realized over the last few months. Okay, results will come in 2 months. Results will come in 2 months. You can apply to the, I will be sending a link in the email that I'm going to share with you. So those who are interested in applying for this, please, click on the link and you can apply. You can also visit our website, isme.in website, and you can also apply there. And of course, most of the details about this program in more detailed versions are also available in this web link that I've given. You can apply for the program here also. My only request is those who want to start with this May batch, please apply quick, because it takes around 15 days for us to get you the printed materials and check your eligibility. So and if you're we are starting the batch in May 15th, so I request you to join as early as possible. The batch which starts in May is for CPA level 1. Yeah, CPA doesn't have levels. They have four exams. So yes, it will start from the first. Yeah, you will be joining the fresh batch. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zohair and Tuba, for helping me in talking about Becker's. Thank you so much, Kanika, and all the officials from E&Y for allowing us to present this thing. So thank you so much. We'll close the session now. You all have my contact details. Please get back to us. Yeah, Kanika.
I think Kanika, we would like Kanika to kind of conclude the session so that we can get to know what could be the next steps from her side.
Yes, thank you. Thank you everyone for the presentation and taking out time to educate our students. Thank you team for your enthusiasm and your questions. I think now you have a fair understanding of the course, and Kiran has kind of gave you access to so many resources to do your own research and clarify a lot of your doubts. So I would encourage all of you to go back and skim through, look at all those materials and just find answers to your question. Definitely, I am here from EY standpoint. Kiran is there from ISME standpoint to kind of address all your questions. So all the best, guys, for your journey. Thank you, team ISME, for joining us again. Thank you for taking out time.
Appreciate your time and appreciate your organizing this session. I hope people found it useful, and we look forward for certain interested candidates and taking them forward.
Right. We are all in professional qualifications for our people. So guys, also look at the CPA policy. You've seen the fee structure and the exam structure. Also look at our bonus programs in the policy. It covers the cost. So I would still encourage all of you to kind of just go through that and understand that as well. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Kanika.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you, participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.